Hi, this is Nancy Young, and welcome to another episode of Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young, a program highlighting the positive voices within our local communities and how they're impacting and uplifting our world one person at a time. Now, before we get started, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Today, we'll be highlighting your voice through that of a college junior. My guest today is Miss Shaelyn Hawkins. She is a student at UCLA. Let's welcome her at this time. Welcome, Shaelyn. Welcome to the show, Shaelyn.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for joining me today on Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young. It's all about positive voices and positive things that's going on. And so recently, I received news that you received a scholarship, a new scholarship at UCLA. So let's start with what year are you at UCLA?
I'm currently in my third year, and I'm a human biology and societies major.
Human biology and society. So what kind of jobs are you looking to do with that type of major?
For me, my focus is with public health. So what I really want to do is give back to my community and fix the overwhelming amount of health disparities within marginalized communities. So that's what I would like to focus on.
Wow, there's so many different degrees and focuses that that are developed over the years. That's something new for me. So that's great. So you graduated from Tracy High here in Tracy?
Yes.
Okay, so you had to be class of 2017 or 18? 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was the same year that my youngest son graduated from West High that year. And so when you went to college, did you play any sports, or were you just focused on, your goals for post-graduation?
I had the opportunity to go to a couple different universities and continue my athletic career, but I decided to just go to UCLA and focus on my academics. And I felt that UCLA would give me a lot more networking opportunities for my future career path. So.
Okay. So what sports did you play when you were in high school?
Oh, I played a lot. I did basketball, volleyball, track and field, and then my senior year I cheered.
Oh, wow. That is a lot. So, but the time to be able to just focus on studies, I'm sure is valuable instead of all the hard work that you'd have to do if you were playing on any of the sports, because it's quite demanding of your schedule.
It definitely is a lot demanding, but it's kind of a relief to just be able to focus on my academics. But I do miss it. Sometimes I'll still work out just to make sure I'm staying active and being healthy.
Well, that's important still, to be in shape. And I remember when I went to college, I was skinny. I was probably 100 pounds. And people looking at me in the gym like, why are you working out? I'm like, college is stressful.
Man, me too. Me too.
Yeah, just for your mental health, you have
Definitely.
to be able to work out. So now you're back in school for your third year. And before we get into the scholarship, I just want to talk about what it's like now being in college during this COVID-19 shutdown type of shelter in place. So are you able to actually go to class in person, or how are you doing your classes?
Here at UCLA, all the classes are online for this quarter. There might be a couple of labs that are in person, but I'm personally not taking any. But it's definitely, in the beginning, it was difficult to adapt to it. It's pretty draining being on your computer all day for hours at a time. But I feel like now, having done my last couple quarters online, I'm a little bit used to it, but I definitely prefer the in-person interaction and just being able to go to class. I miss it.
Yeah, I'm sure. How large are your classes? How large are your classes? Maybe your first couple years, because once you get into your major, your junior year, usually the classes are a lot smaller. So what has been I know the difference right now is you're online versus in person, but how was it? How large were your classes?
Those, they could range from 300 to about 500 people. The classes are really big. The lecture halls are really large. So I would understand why they wouldn't want us to have in-person classes right now, because there's a lot of people in the classes.
Yeah. So how are you finding that you're able to really connect with the professors with that many, or do you have maybe like a when I was in college, we had a TA that actually gave us our grades and we met separately with a grad student actually.
Yeah, we have that too. We have our main lecture courses, and then we have what are called discussion classes, which are a lot smaller, which range between like 20 to 30 students. So you get like a more intimate interaction with like other students as well as a TA. So I find that very helpful. But also being online, I feel like you kind of have a closer connection with the professor, because like it's like they're right there, and like you can easily like just send them a message on Zoom or something if you have a question. So
Okay, so that's helpful to an extent, but you're literally in Los Angeles right now, right?
mhm.
Okay, so some people have the opportunity as you to be able to at least be near your school. Do you go on campus for anything at all?
Um, since I'm in the university apartments, they have us go on campus at least once a week to get tested. So I have to go to campus to get tested every week. But sometimes I'll just go on campus to like study, or just like sit outside on like the grass just to take a walk or something like that.
Okay, so at least you can kind of feel the school around you until
Mhm.
you're able to actually be back in the classrooms.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the scholarship that you got. So what scholarship did you just recently receive from UCLA?
I got a scholarship from a program that I'm involved with. It's called the Academic Advancement Placement Program, and it serves basically the minority communities on UCLA's campus. And I got the scholarship based on my essay and my academic achievements.
Okay, so what was your essay about?
We wrote two different essays. So the first one I wrote about the impacts of mental health and as being a college student. And then the second one was a more like personal essay about like my personal experiences through college and how I overcame them and things like that.
Okay, because I know expectations usually are very different from reality to what you expect when you go to college to what it's really like and how you
Yeah.
start to kind of like work your way through that. So, can you tell me some of the differences of what you really was expecting back in 2018 when you walked across the stage and what you found being a college student?
For me, it was definitely a culture shock, especially going to such a large university with so many people. I was used to, and also just like seeing a wide variety of different people, because I know we didn't have as much diversity um, at the high school that I went to, but being at UCLA, there's a larger diversity, and you can find like different communities to that best suit you.
Wow. Okay. So, what about the mental health, that essay? Because I think right now that's really important that people are paying attention to mental health. So, did you write that last school year, or was COVID already going on when you wrote that, or was that before that?
It was before COVID. So I wrote this essay, I think last year, because that's when the application was due.
Mhm.
So it was before COVID, but it's still, I focused on how mental health has definitely been changing throughout the years, and how it's been becoming a more prominent issue that people are beginning to recognize rather than ignore. So I did a little bit of research on like the statistics of how many college students experience some kind of mental health issues, and how willing they are to actually get help from for that.
Are you finding that the college students have what area of mental challenges? Would it be maybe more like ADD, ADHD, or are there more severe type of mental challenges?
For my essay, I focused more on like anxiety and depression for college students. So
So now, given this time that we're still trying to get through, do you foresee or even think that perhaps those challenges may be heightened with anxiety and the depression, maybe of not being able to have that real interaction right now? So I'm just trying to just really get that hands on because I'm concerned. I'm concerned about not only college students but also high school, junior high, and elementary school students.
I definitely think COVID is going to heighten those numbers because now, like, a lot of people may be forced at home, and home isn't always a great place or environment for young people to live in. So I think that we just need to pay more attention to our kids and young adults' mental health, because especially right now when we're forced into situations that may not be as welcoming to everyone.
Okay. So you talked about diversity, the difference between where you came from. So Tracy has some bit of diversity in it. I'm here right now. But then, but me, I went the diverse reverse direction. Today I'm wearing my Cal Berkeley shirt because I'm a Cal Berkeley graduate. It's me. I mean, come on. But the thing is that, going from Southern California for me, coming to Northern California, it was a huge difference. It was a lot of diversity, as you say, even on campus. And so I found part of the anxiety and the frustration is that when I left high school, I felt like I was smart. I felt like I knew a lot. And then I get to college and you meet people that are way smarter than you. And so I didn't know, did you find that as a challenge to you and finding all the many different people and cultures?
A little bit, especially going like coming from high school. I was like, oh, like I'm smart, but then you come here and it's everybody's smart. Like everybody has the same motivation and drive as you. So it makes it a very competitive environment. But I love a little competition. So as regards to culture, it's there's a lot of different cultures we have on campus, and we have a lot of exposure to them too. I'm a part of a couple of different organizations that focus on like highlighting the various cultures on our campus.
Okay, so like what organizations are you a part of there?
I'm one of the org that I'm a part of. It's called the Cultural Affairs Commission, and I'm specifically a part of the Jazz Reggae Festival section of it. But we also have like a Hip Hop Congress. We have World Fest. We have Word on Wednesdays. There's a lot of different like subcategories that fall between that.
Right. That's what I was talking to you about before, the jazz reggae, because my sister-in-law, she was in charge of that when she was at UCLA, and that was back in the 90s, like mid 90s, late 90s. So yeah, that's great. And the other organization that you're a part of?
Yeah, I'm also a part of just like your cultural based clubs. So I'm part of the African Student Union. It's like Black Student Union, but we call it African Student Union. And there's also another club. It's called Samahong Filipino. So it caters to my Filipino culture too.
So to both sides of your heritage. The thing is, we're made up of so many different things, and it's really interesting, and it's really good to be able to learn more, to know more about it. I remember in college, I was told by many people I needed to take African American studies, and I'm like, why? Just because I'm Black? I mean, if I have time, I will. But when I took it, I had a great professor, Dr. Harry Edwards, and he was the known person for speaking on all things Black back in the 80s. And so he was a phenomenal professor, one of the few that I had that was so inspiring while I was at Berkeley. And so the thing is, it's great if you can have people that inspire you, because that helps for you to be lit up, to be able to help inspire others. So now, without having all these sports and things to take up your time, then I know you have other passions and things that you are connected to. So tell me some of the passions that you have and what are you doing with those?
Well, I really am passionate about going into public health. So I have a mentor right now, and she's helping me try to find like internships that I can be a part of. So that way I can, start giving back to the community earlier in any way that I can. but I also occupy my time with just like my various clubs that I'm involved in and organizations.
Okay, and so recently you were home though for the summer, and
Mm-hmm.
so you were part of some protests that was out here. So what was important? Why was it important for you to be a part of that?
Well, I think it's important for everybody to be a part of it because I feel we're fighting for justice, and it's just, especially coming from a Black culture and Black community, it's important for me because one day I'm going to have kids that are going to be Black too. And I just want to try to make the world a better place for them too, and for
Okay,
my and friends.
but the reality of it is that everyone don't feel like they have that responsibility to be able to join in to help make the place that we live in a better place. So you can't ever take that for granted because that is actually unique. It's not everyone that has that passion and has the heart to want to change and to see positive changes within their community. So what are some of your I know you used to have a mentor now to help you get going in this and for public health, you want
Mm-hmm.
to to work in to go towards that end.
But also, I do want to further my education and get a master's in public health. So I might be applying to other schools after this. So
Okay, because public health is just your health period across the board. So it's not really quite specific to any region or area, right?
yeah, public health is more like, it's like kind of community based. So like with COVID right now, it's a public health concern because it's how people are affected by some kind of health condition.
Okay. What about missionary? Is that part of it at all where you go and serve in other countries or other places that need that are lacking in
I
services,
don't
public health?
Public health is a very broad term. Like you can do a lot of things. You can go, I guess you can do missionary work. You could go into like policy making. You can work at just like a general hospital, like become a hospital manager. It's a lot of different things you can do within public health itself.
Okay, and your ultimate goal is to do what?
My ultimate goal, oh, we're still trying to figure that out. But for the most part, I really just want to better the health of the people in my community, especially within like the Black community, because we tend to have a lot more health problems and health conditions. So I really want to figure out a way to help alleviate some of those problems.
Okay. And that can be through education. You can be Professor Hawkins.
Yeah, I could
And that
be.
could be. So I'm really happy to be able to talk to you today just to get a little insight into your world, into the college world currently now. And just some of the challenges. It's good to hear that you're even giving forethought to the mental health, which is really on the forefront of a lot of things that we are dealing with and we're going to be dealing with in the near future. And so do you have any recommendations? Do you have any encouragement for maybe even those parents or other students of what they can be doing, what they can do right now to help alleviate some of those pressures?
Um, to alleviate pressures, just do what you enjoy, really. Learn to, one thing I had to learn is to learn how to take a break and just like take time for myself because we're busy people, but we also are people. So we need to learn that, sometimes you just have to take a step back and not to overload your plate.
What about family? How does family play in for you? And is it a support system? I mean, are you the only child? I mean, what is it for you? Is that helpful?
Family is definitely my support system. I talk to probably everyone in my family every single day. I'm not the only child. I have two older siblings. I have a brother and a sister, so I'm the baby. So they really are my support system. They made me the person I am today. So I really appreciate and love them.
Okay, so that's one thing that we could share with the audience to make sure that you connect, because that's one of your lifelines. It's like, what is that show, Jeopardy? It's like, Alex, or whichever one of those ones that was like, I'll take a lifeline. Who wants to be a millionaire? There we
Who
go. I
wants
think
to
that's
be
what
a
it was.
millionaire?
Wants to be a millionaire. I think I'm gonna have to call him a lifeline right now, Mama,
Mhm.
or my sister.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
definitely me.
Okay. So any other suggestions, any other lifelines, any other things that are helping you as you go through, because they may be very practical, may seem very simple to you, just like you said, get it out in the community speaking, while it's simple to you because it's a part of you. Sometimes
Mhm.
people need to be pushed to say, you should do that. You can do that. Your voice can make a difference. And so any other tidbits of things that you think is not really that important? Taking time for yourself, being able to talk to your family.
Um, Make sure you're practicing healthy habits. A lot of like just going outside, walking, doing a little bit of exercise every day is very important. Make sure you're eating healthy because what you're consuming can definitely have an impact on your body as well and your mental health too.
Okay, well, that's good. And that's good information. It's good information to me coming from you, because young people, they listen to other young people just like they listen to Google. The mom and dad, we too old and we outdated. But but your information is valid and for now. So I'm glad that Shaelyn, you have taken the time, and congratulations on your scholarship. I wish you
Thank
all the best with your future, and hopefully I'll see you around periodically throughout Tracy as you're coming back to visit your family here. And so I wish you the best at UCLA and all your endeavors as you're going forward and helping to inspire others that are coming into UCLA and as they go through it or exiting as well. So is there anything else that you want to share today with our group? If not, it's fine.
That's all I have.
All right. Thank you so much, Shaelyn. You have a good
Thank you for
evening.
having me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye. Again, thank you to our guest today, Miss Shaelyn Hawkins. Thank you so much for sharing how your voice is truly making a difference and impacting our world, even through the things that you're doing right now, sharing your passion for helping to make the world a better place right now, and for your future endeavors in public health. Now, if you've enjoyed this episode today, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young. And until next time, remember, your voice matters. If you have something positive to share and you would like your voice to be highlighted on Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young, please contact me at YVMwithNancy@gmail.com. And if you've enjoyed this programming, please hit the subscribe button right now. Thank you.